Hi everybody, it's James from Cryptoconsh, and today we're going to look at a project that's about to airdrop on the Cosmos. This project has been on other platforms for quite some time. However, it has finally moved over to the Cosmos. So firstly, we're going to look at community presence. Secondly, when, where, who, why airdrop, bro. Thirdly, we're going to take a look at the tokenomics. Then we're going to look at what they actually do, the current things that can be done on the platform, and then my general thoughts on the project. So let's get bloody into it. Firstly, LikeCoin has been around for quite some time. Consequently, they have 30,000 followers on Twitter, around 14,000 on Discord, 7,700 on Telegram, although you can't comment there, and a weak source level 74 on Reddit. Now, the most important question, when bloody airdrop, bro? Well, let me tell you. Well, firstly, we can see who gets access to these airdrops. So we have Atom holders that will get 20 million, Osmo holders that will get 20 million, stakers and liquidity pool providers will receive these. Civic likers too. These are people that are using the app. It's considered a fair drop, which is proportional to the square root of the number of Atom and Osmo you hold. They say this is to reduce inequality, but what if you hold a large amount of Atom and Osmo? So here's your when airdrop answer. So another very important question. When snapshot, bro? When snapshot? Well, the snapshot was actually taken last year at the end of November. This was in all three cases. And here we have Reddit coming out with the alpha details to the answer to the most important question of the day. When airdrop, bro? February the 21st, Reddit knows when airdrop. It's right here. Thank you, Reddit. Now, it's actually quite an interesting airdrop, actually, because it requires you to do 5 things. So these 5 things usually get you involved with the system. Firstly, just adding LikeCoin to Kepler. And the second one is when you actually stake it, you'd probably get access to that reward. The next will be voting. I'm sure there'll be lots of proposals for you to play around with and click on. Don't just click on anything. Read the proposal, please, and make an informed, intelligent decision. And the final one is adding to the liquidity pool. It might actually be worth just putting a portion in the staking and a portion in the liquidity pool to max out your airdrop immediately. Also, to check your airdrop, you must go to app.like.co/airdrop/check. I will put the link here. So we go here, we connect our wallet, and boom! Look at that. Hey, that's not bad, is it? Let's see how much you get. So we've just answered the 3 most divine questions on the Cosmos. When, how, who, airdrop, bro. Now, what about the tokenomics? Well, actually, this is their 2018 white paper, and it displays a lot of the initial tokenomics. They had quite a few early investors, okay? And the early investors invested through Ethereum. The initial price was 1 Ethereum to 40,000 LikeCoin. I kind of feel sorry for those investors right now, but if you're an early believer, it would be 1 Ethereum to 60,000 LikeCoin. Well, let's have a quick look at the prices. Here's Ethereum, $3,060. Here's LikeCoin, 0.02. So your LikeCoin as a super early investor would be valued at $1,200 today. Gutted. This is investment life. It ain't easy. We can see that the total number of coins is capped at 2 billion, with the early token sale of 600 million. So we can see initially, actually, it's quite centralized, although the nature is to be decentralized. And we can see that over time, they expect 50% to be in the creators pool as more tokens come out. That is hopefully if a lot of these guys aren't staking. And eventually it's going to be distributed more among the creators and rewarded to the creators of whatever they produce. So we can see the initial proceeds were for marketing, development and operations, legal stuff and contingencies. It makes sense. As this is quite an old platform that was originally on the Ethereum network, and as we've seen it already had token issuance, the value of this like drop is only 4.67% of the total coins. Not a controlling stake, but enough for a little bit of banter. The marketing team did send me this, so we can see the current distribution of their funds. Currently, they've released about 65% of their funds, with 548 million being delegated. There is a large amount in the community pool. Some likers and creators have very small amounts. Looking further into this, we can see the inflation is 8%, with around half bonded, meaning these bonded tokens will get that full 8% increase, so that will just double to 16%. The APR here says 17.5, sometimes it's off a little bit. So if you decide to stake it all, you'll get 17.5% return a year. I noticed that these details do not contain anything outside of the delegated and non-delegated section. These extra 300,000 here, they come from the community pool, the migration pool, the creators fund, and the migration pool. All right, moving forward, what do LikeCoin actually do? Well, ironically, it's a decentralized publishing platform, so people are able to publish their content freely without it being taken down. They also have integrated quite an interesting piece of technology called the ISCN. It's like an ISBN and it records data on the blockchain. So if somebody created a JPEG and later you decided to use that in an article, it could be traced back to you as the original creator. I'd say this is quite cool technology to use on the blockchain. So they look for creativity, authentic journalism, and through the medium of clicking like, the content authors get rewarded. It runs on a piece of software called LikeCoin. The cool thing about this is you can integrate this like-based software anywhere, on mobile, on browsers, as a plugin for WordPress websites. So if enough people click the like, based on your article, you will just get rewarded for that. So it attempts to make the whole thing decentralized. That will select news to put to the front or curate the news, and then if it does well, it's a win-win situation for the jockeys and the person that wrote the articles. Although that process doesn't sound very decentralized if you've already chosen jockeys. And it is quite unfortunate. I did look at one of their top jockeys, Stan News. So I guess maintaining anonymity is going to be difficult. So we can quickly see here on this part of the video, this is an example of the metadata that will be stored. Now, what about the current functionality and use of LikeCoin? As you can see, I've already registered my ISCN with my Kepler wallet. It's kind of like a random space where you can post what you want. It's mainly in Chinese. Humble brag, can speak Chinese. It just says, have a healthy and happy new year. Yeah, the tiger, isn't it? So you can see that these are all written by the Cosmos addresses, which could, I mean, you could create a new address theoretically and then put this on here. I guess it's kind of 4chan-esque. But what makes me curious is if this is curated and how it's curated. So this is LikeCoin, like I mentioned before. This is definitely made for mobile phones, as you can see. It's very narrow. So as you can see, there's no like button here when I'm logged in. But when I click on one of the articles, it takes me to matters.news. It takes me away from the LikeCoin page. Now, I'm also not logged in. When I click log in, it doesn't have the option to log in with Kepler. So when I remove this dialog box here, it does have the like button, okay? So you can reward the author, and people higher up in the community can donate coins. I asked the marketing team, I said, well, if I click on the article and it takes me to another place that I can't log into and therefore use the platform, there's no real use case there for me. I said, are this platform going to integrate Kepler Wallet? And they said, maybe. So, I mean, obviously that's a broken chain in the command that, I mean, that should arguably be fixed for this to actually function as the product that it's intended to function as. Anyway, moving forward. So it works on one platform anyway. Hopefully it will work for Kepler Wallet in the future. They do have the WordPress plugin. Now, some conclusions. How anonymous can this really be? If you're making something that is considered illegal in some countries and you're living in that country, and even if you created a new wallet and you were rewarded in LikeCoins and these are all linked to you, how would you take out your liquidity without it being traced to you? The more you publish, the more easy it will be to find you. It's as simple as that. And think about those guys that just got arrested. It is stated that the airdrop will allow for governance on the platform and voting. But if that only encompasses 5% of the total coins, how much value does anybody on the Cosmos have when it comes to participating in the airdrop in the first place? It seems to me that the power will remain in the hands of the initial investors, the poor souls that lost all that money. But arguably, they probably believe freedom of press is more important. But what about really explicit material? What are the rules for that? How will that be governed? If this becomes a dark web-esque platform with really illegal material on there, it could result in a lot of problems later, like the hosting sites being shut down. So ultimately, I think some kind of governance would exist to control that platform. And then if governance does exist, is it then really free press? Because for it to be free press, you need to have everything on there. Also, what is to stop the classic old boys network? You're in a little Telegram group with 600 other people. You put an article in there, 600 people like it. They put an article in there, 600 people like it. It gets to the top. What's to stop that from happening? So without governance, again, it will be the Wild West. It's a really tough one. I don't think the white paper has fully explained and fleshed it out well. Rather than excited, I am curious to see how this goes. How do you all feel about this? Do you think it's great, useful, and beneficial to society? How much governance do you think should occur? And is it okay to link your wallet address to every publication and you get rewarded for that? So let me know what you think down below. I'm always curious to see what you guys think, and I'll do my best to reply. Also, careful of scammers in the comments. Some guy flatteringly copied my picture, copied my name, and started asking everyone for WhatsApp. I'm never going to ask you for WhatsApp, all right? Don't get bloody scammed. Anyway, it's James from Cryptoconsh. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you next time.